Hi everybody, it's Dave here. Welcome to Holiday for Two. Today I'm going to do a short review on a new power station I have. This is an Oupes Exodus 2400 power station. And I'm going to run through, I've had it now for about 3 weeks. This is something I bought myself, though, so this video is not sponsored by anybody. So I'm going to give you some of my honest review about it, how I feel about why I bought it, things I like about it, and things that you might be concerned about if you're looking to buy one of these. So let's dive into this in just a minute. This is the Oupes Exodus 2400 watt power station. If you like this video and you find it helpful, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that little bell on the side so you'll be notified when I do more videos in the future. So let's dive into it. Oupes Exodus 2400 watt power station. Here we go.
So someday when my ship comes in, I know just what we'll do. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two.
Oops! I did it again. That's a little joke, you'll figure it out. So the first thing I want to do is just go through some of the specs on this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time giving you details on all the things and capabilities of this power station. There are other channels that can do that for you, but let's go through some of the basic specs. This one's rated at 2232 watt hours. It has 4 AC outputs at the bottom here. Each output is rated at a max of 20 watts, pure sine wave. Max watt for the whole thing is 2400 watt output, but it does say that it will boost up to 4500 watts. I haven't tested that out yet. It also has a cigarette lighter adapter over here with 2 barrel outputs. Yep, these are rated at 10 amps. This is the how you turn it on. You turn it on with the switch right over here. Let me go ahead and turn the power on so you can see it on. You have to hold that for a few seconds. It also has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capability with this button right there. That turns the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on. This button right here is for the AC output, so you can turn on the AC outputs. Turn that off. There's a button over here that turns on these DC outputs right here. Let me run through these right here. There are 4 USB-A outputs right here, each rated at 18 watts max. And there are 2 USB-C outputs right up here. These are rated at 140 watts max. These would be perfect if you had something that you wanted to charge up, like maybe a drone or camera or a laptop that takes a lot of power to charge up. If you don't mind a slower charge, you can use these down here. These are a little bit slower, 18 watts. Now on the back of this unit, I'll flip it around so you can see what's on the back. Alright, on the back here are this is your AC input right here, so your AC cord. Now this particular unit is an upgraded model of one they put out about 2 or 3 years ago, where you used to have power bricks. No longer, you just use an AC cord, plug right in there, and it charges up at 1400 watts max charge. I'll show you a little video clip of me charging up using this port. There's also a reset button here for the fuse in case you get an overload. And this is the Anderson connector on the back here. Now, this is rated at 800 watts solar input, just so you know that. Let me flip it back around to the front. Now, I've been looking at power stations for several months now, and believe me, right now the market for these things is unbelievable, saturated. There are so many companies that are building larger power stations. And some of the main companies like Jackery, Blue Eddy, EcoFlow are building these as well. 2,000, 3,000, even bigger, larger outputs that are starting to become so reasonably priced that you can get one of these to use for your home power, which is an advantage for something like this. You could, during a power outage, use this in your home to power your refrigerators and even induction stoves and things like that. With 2,000 watts, you have a lot to play with. But for an RV at 45 pounds, this is really nice. What I do is I put this in the bay of my motorhome, and I can plug my motorhome directly into here. I can run my microwave, I can run my coffee pots, I can run rice cookers, I can run anything I want with my motorhome plugged into this. And I also have some batteries down below, but this just kind of adds to my capability when I'm out boondocking. I can plug my solar panels in and charge it up while I'm using my solar panels. I have a rooftop panel as well as some portable panels. Now, here are some things that I liked about it when I bought this. So let me give you a list of things that I really think are good things about this that I really like. I like the fact that you can buy these at a reasonable price right now. Compared to some of the brand name models, these are almost half price. Although they're all coming down, so you really need to watch on places like Amazon or some of the other websites. Walmart even has some of these. There is an older model of Oupes that was put out about 2-3 years ago, and you may have looked at it online. It has orange sides. It's 2400 watt, same 2232 watt hours, and almost the same configuration, except it's shaped a little differently. It has orange, doesn't have the handle on the sides like these do, but it has the orange panels on the sides where the fans are. That's an older model, and I looked at that one, but those take power bricks. They're coming with 2 power bricks, and I didn't want something that I had to worry about power bricks. I already have another power station that I bought 3 years ago, the Bluetti EB70, and it has a power brick, and it gets kind of cumbersome taking that along with you when you're going camping. It's just one more thing to pack that you don't want to have to pack. It's better to just have an AC cord and plug in your AC cord if you need to, and then run your generator to charge this up if you have an overcast day or somewhere where you're not getting enough sunlight. I usually camp in places where I can get some sunlight. Very rarely here in Arizona do I have days where it's overcast all day. If you live someplace where it's overcast all day, then you're going to have to find a way to charge these up without relying on your solar. Right now, I picked this up on one of those Prime Day sales at cheaper than what I paid for my EB70 3 years ago. And also cheaper than what I paid for another unit that I have, a Bluetti AC180 that I bought 2 years ago. I paid this one was actually cheaper than what I paid for the AC180, just a little bit. But they're coming down, and it's incredible. So really watch on some of the websites to see when the prices drop. You can go to Oupes, click on their own website and see what the prices are, and they do fluctuate, so you kind of want to check. Just keep your eyes open and watch the websites and see what the prices are. Now that we're getting close to the holidays, I think prices will probably even come down by Christmas. You're getting 232 watt hours of capability. Of course, that's probably going to be a little different when in real terms. Is what they call efficiency. You might actually in reality get 1950 watt hours of real use out of it, and that's pretty typical for these power stations. They might be rated at 2,000 watt hours, but you're not going to get 2,000 watt hours out of them. See, and there are channels that you can check on. They actually run through these and show you just what the efficiency is. I believe these are coming in about 85-90% efficiency, which isn't bad for these particular units, especially for the price that you pay. So that's one thing. I like the value. I like the fact that it has 2,000 watts of capability. You can run a lot of things on 2,000 watts with a boost up to 2,400 watts with a boost up to 4,500 watts. It has a phone app that you can download for your tablet or your phone. You just take the QR code that's right on top here, scan it with your phone or your tablet, and you can download the app. And the app lets you do things that you can't normally do with the functions on the front. So here are some things, though, right away. I'm just going to tell you a couple things that I think you might be concerned about. There's 2 things that I can think of right away. I'm going to go with number 1. Let me plug this in here and I'll show you. Now let's suppose you have a CPAP machine. All right. And I'm going to plug this in over here. This is my AC180. Let me turn this on. Listen for the sound of the fan when this kicks in. Hear the fan? This would be one little thing that somebody might say, I don't know if I really want one of these. The fan is a little bit noisy, not too bad. It's taking air in through this side and blowing it out through this side. Now they all have fans, but if you're using this at night as a CPAP, to run your CPAP machine, I can see where that could be maybe a nuisance for some people. It's a little bit on the loud side as for these units. Now the other thing that some of you might be concerned about or looking for when you buy a power station is a light. This unit does not have any lights anywhere. Not that I personally need a light. That wasn't a deal breaker for me that it didn't have a light. Neither does the AC 180, doesn't have a light either. As you can see, there's no light. So for some folks, having a light or not having a light is no big deal. But some people do like the light. There are some units you can buy out there that have lights on the front. And honestly, I keep this down in my motorhome bay. If I need to see it at night, I just take a flashlight with me or a lantern and go down and take a look at everything. Look at how everything's wired up if I need to go down and look at it. The light that's in front is going to blind me anyway, so I don't even mess with it. And so really a light is no big deal for me. So those are two things that I can think of right off the bat that somebody might be looking for. And I know some people do like that, have a light on it. Some people do like the fact that they're quiet and the fans don't make a lot of noise. And so those are two things that I think might be concerns for some people. Otherwise, if you're looking for a power station to use at home, if you're looking for a power station to use in your RV trailer, this one's a really nice unit. I've enjoyed it so far. It's light. I mean, 45 pounds. This one over here is 35 pounds, maybe a little less. A little bit more than that's 45 pounds. But still, they're both heavy. They're not as heavy as some of the other units that I was looking at. I was looking at some other units that were coming in at 50, 60 pounds. And frankly, that's a little bit more than what I want to carry around and put in my RV all the time. So 45 is kind of like at that limit, whereas like if it goes any higher than that, I'm going to probably say pass on it. Now, if this is something that you think you might be interested in, I'll be sure to put links down below that you can click on and look at Amazon and see what the current prices are for this particular unit, the Oupes Exodus 2400 watt power station. I know it's kind of funny because I've heard people pronounce this as Oupes or Oupes. I do believe the correct pronunciation is Oupes, which is kind of funny. I wish they would have spelled it differently because it does look like oops. Where I think these are going in the future, I tell you, I think in about 2 or 3, 4 years, you're going to see power stations that have even more power than these. I think that's possible. And smaller sizes, lighter weights, I think that's possible. So, and lower prices. I think in a couple of years, you're going to see the prices of these come down. So if you're not looking for one right now, maybe you will be in a couple of months. So just keep watching. They're also coming up with new technology. I know Blue Eddy has come up with one that I've been looking at. It's a sodium-based battery. It's one of their newer ones that they have. It is a sodium battery. It's a new technology, and lithium does not like the cold. They don't mind the heat so much, and for us in Arizona, that's not a problem because we have plenty of heat. Lithium's batteries don't mind a little bit of warmer temperatures, but they don't like the cold temperatures. But the sodium batteries that some of the companies are starting to put out, they can handle the cold a lot better. So if you live maybe in an area or of the country where it snows a lot and gets really cold, might be a technology you want to keep your eye on. I'll tell you more about this as I get a chance to use it more in my RV over the next few months. And this has been a good little unit, the Blue Eddy AC 180, but it only has 1,100 watt hours. This one basically has twice. And by the time you actually figure out the efficiency of this one, you're getting probably 900 watt hours out of it, 950 in reasonable use. This one you're probably getting about 1,900 watt hours of reasonable use. So I have this set up in such a way, I'll show you a little clip of it, how this one is being charged And this one helps to charge this one up down in my bay. This one's kind of, I'm using this as the backup battery for this one. I also ran my refrigerator off of this one without having any worry about the power being able to charge it during our camping trip. So hope you enjoyed this video. Safe travels wherever you're going, guys, and get out there and see the country. It's a beautiful world. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Have a good day. Catch you later. Bye.